There are two sets of actors, the actors with a capital A and then the characters with a capital C. Everyone who is on stage is technically an actor in the play, but it is the nature of the characters to act because they are characters, and that is what they were created to do. Pirandello wanted them to be characters. As a fish swims, a character acts. It is in their nature. This does create a paradox, however. Actors can be characters, but characters cannot be actors because the characters are who they are. They're simply created to be those characters, and they cannot act. One quote Pirandello had was, "They are detached from me, live on their own, have acquired voice and movement." This quote states that Pirandello wanted each of his characters to be acting as their own. The characters do not have free will, but the actors do.
This diagram in the purple describes the hierarchy of the characters and the actors in the play. In real life, from the point of view of a person in the audience watching the play being acted out on stage. There are the real-life actors with the capital A, actors in the play with a lowercase a, characters or roles that the actors act in their rehearsal, and the 6 characters with a capital C. Throughout the play, the actors and the characters are attempting to scientifically weed out truths in theater and acting about their story. Truths that Pirandello wants you, the viewer in the audience, to both absorb into your brain and then apply it to the play that you are watching. He mocks theater in the way that he makes the rehearsal of the lowercase a characters seem so ungenuine in their acting of the characters and their roles in the rehearsal. For example, when the leading lady is late and rude to the director, showing that despite her probable great acting skills, she herself will never truly be that character that she is trying to act. Pirandello wants us to look at the play you are watching with this idea in mind. He wants you to believe that these real-life actors, the capital A, are just as ungenuine and disconnected from their roles as actors in 6 characters as the lowercase a actors are to their characters. In the end, he's trying to twist your mind to apply these concepts of the rehearsal and the play to your own viewing experience of the play you are watching at the time. If this sounds confusing, Pirandello is achieving his goal. He even states this concept of truth being bizarre when he writes about the father telling the director, on page 11, "Oh, sir, you surely know that life is full of indefinite absurdities, which brazenly enough do not need to appear probable because they're true." He wants it to be thought-provoking by bringing around this entire mockery of theater full circle and making the viewer see that the art of the theater and its characters is not in their truth, but in the ideas that they can create in one's mind.
For my view on this play, I applied the critical theory of new criticism, where I focus only on the text and not the intent of the author. So in this play, there are 2 groups of people, the actors, capital A, characters, capital C, and the difference between them is the number of dimensions they have. Actors have 2 dimensions, their life outside the stage and their role on the stage, while characters, capital C, have 1 dimension, where their life is their role. Actors can become lowercase c characters, but they cannot become the capital C characters, and they can become the lowercase c characters for the sake of a play. To understand the characters, I have a quote in which the father and the director have a discussion, where the director says, "Well, where's the script?" And the father replies, "Inside us, sir. The drama's inside us. It is us, and we were impatient to perform it, according to the dictates of the passion within us." From this we understand that their nature of the characters is their role and vice versa.
One part of something that I create that has a life of its own is my clothing. I try to create political and social messages within it, and I like my clothing to speak for itself. In my latest collection, you could really see this with screen printed words such as "not a toy" and "love me," and also the eyes over the breasts. We can compare the characters with a capital C to the story of Pinocchio. Pinocchio was a puppet who wanted to be a real boy and tried everything he could until he achieved this dream. And that's basically what the characters are doing. They're trying to have an end, they're trying to find an end to the story so that they can be real people too. An example of a story that we can think about as metatheocritically would be The Notebook. A lot of people take into account the love and the romance that goes on, and they want this romance back in their actual lives. However, it's pretty unrealistic, and usually we won't find perfect love.